Welcome again to each and everyone. Welcome again to another chapter of the Reggae Planet Radio Showcase. Another episode of the Reggae Planet Spotlight inside the Reggae Planet podcast. Inside the topic called the Politics of Capitalism. Today we're talking about the politics of COVID capitalism, the politics of disaster capitalism, looking deeper into the economical consequences and circumstances of the COVID pandemic. Yes, indeed. As you know, we've been talking about the situation that's going on in the world recently, the worldwide pandemic, as it relates to economic situations all over the world. You can see now that it's starting to affect the economical standings or the financial gross domestic product of different countries. So it becomes a situation now of disaster capitalism. There's such a thing known as disaster capitalism. And there is a book that was written about it. The book is called Dissater Capitalism by Anthony Lowenstein. In that book, he goes around the world. He travels to USA, Britain, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Haiti, Papua New Guinea, and Australia to witness and testify to the reality of disaster capitalism. The hidden world of privatized prisons, detention centers, and militarized private security. So people are making money now from disaster capitalism and the fallout of wars. You see? Wars cause doom and destruction. But can you believe it? In such a wicked world that we're living in, there's companies that make a lot of money from these things. Like you see a lot of guns in the ghetto and you wonder what's going on. Could you believe it and would you believe it? There's companies that profit from selling bullets. Yes, and guns. Yeah, that is their business model, to sell as many bullets and as many guns as possible. So you wonder, do those type of companies, do they actually want to see the end of war, which mean the end of their business, or do they want to see more war and more bloodshed so that they can keep selling many more bullets, many more guns, and many more bombs? And that is the question of disaster capitalism. You see? So you can go and check out that book. It's called Dissater Capitalism, Making a Killing Out of Catastrophe by Anthony Lowenstein. Yes, indeed. Disaster capitalism. They're making a killing out of catastrophe. That's what he says. It's a book by Anthony Lowenstein, and you can find it out on Amazon. Yes, indeed. He visits Britain's immigration detention centers also, and he tours the prison systems in the United States, and he digs into the underbelly of the company's disaster capitalism. Companies are making fortune from prison and from war and disaster. Can you believe it? So, as it relates to COVID capitalism, no, it's looking to be that there's going to be a new situation where some countries bounce back quickly from the pandemic, and then they start to dominate the world in a new way because now they're up and running, active, businesses booming and things are selling. But maybe some other countries now are still suffering in the pangs and the pains of the pandemic, or even maybe they recover from the health crisis, but the economical situation taking longer to recover. It could go like that too, You see? And that would make it hard for certain, countries to stand up now in the new worldwide COVID economy. Can you imagine? It's a lot of words this COVID thing bring out. COVID fatigue. And, now it's bringing out COVID capitalism, social distance. All of them words that we never used to really talk about. Social distance and all some new words. Or some new combination of the word them now. See? So you have COVID fatigue, people are get tired of COVID, people are get stressed out from the lockdowns and it's causing psychological problems. That is COVID fatigue. People getting tired of dealing with it. And people getting tired of dealing with the loneliness and the separation that comes with the quarantines and the lockdown. Yeah, and people getting sick and tired of the health crisis. Yeah, and all the associated medicines where may or may not have to be dealing with. People are, worried about it. So that is the COVID fatigue. They also have a situation called COVID long haul syndrome. Yes, that one they name COVID long haul syndrome. And that one is about the long-term effect of the health consequences of the COVID, of how it affects the human body. It's not just a typical virus or flu that, somebody say, oh, they had the flu and then after 3 months they get better and things like that. It's a thing where 6 months later, there's still headaches, fever, different strange pains, different health effects, physical effects on the body, different degrees of sickness that lingers 6 months later, 9 months later, maybe even a year later. That is called COVID long haul syndrome. So there's so much different effects and distresses of the whole COVID situation. So many different COVID syndromes. What about them? But what about COVID capitalism? The idea that now they will be finding a way to make money based upon the disaster of COVID. Can you imagine? Yeah, certain extra fees, certain extra charges, certain extra fines, as well, because there's fines now, for maybe breaking the quarantine or not doing such and such a thing, So COVID economy now, COVID capitalism, that is the next fallout or a next result of the whole COVID crisis. You see? So as we've been telling you on the Reggae Planet Radio Showcase, don't let the COVID pandemic stress you out. You got to look to the vision of the victory of good over evil. And you got to know that the biblical prophecies are fulfilling. And if you see the dreadful and terrible prophecies fulfilling, know for sure that the good and great, uplifting and inspirational, powerful, good, victorious prophecies shall fulfill as well. The prophecies of the goodness shall fulfill. Just like how the prophecy where prophesied the badness has been fulfilling, the prophecy about the goodness shall fulfill also. So be confident in the victory of good over evil and don't let the COVID stress you out and fatigue you out. But know for a certainty now that they're going to develop COVID capitalism, big pharma, making lots of money from the vaccines. You see, all type of different things going to happen now. So you got to prepare yourself and you got to stand up strong. Even inside of COVID capitalism, you got to learn how to go with the digital economy too, because the digital economy is growing stronger and stronger every day. We've got to stay alive and survive in this worldwide pandemic, Rastafari, culture, youth, and power. Keep strong and keep confident. Yes, sir. Today we've been talking about the COVID capitalism inside another episode of the Politics of Capitalism inside the Reggae Planet Radio Showcase, inside the Reggae Planet Podcast. Yes, indeed. And it's all about informing you that the world is going through changes of the guard, changes of the situation. They're changing up the game now. Inside of the disaster capitalism, inside of the politics of capitalism, now they got COVID capitalism. And according to how well your country can recover from the COVID situation is according to how now the country will be able to survive, or even thrive in this post-pandemic era. You see me? So the COVID affect the economical situation of the countries, and each and every country now is going to have to really push hard to get back to the position that they were before the pandemic. Yes, it's a setback, a big economical setback. It built back more poverty. Poverty was getting decreased before COVID. But now that COVID came, poverty is rearing its ugly head more again. You get me? The advances that the nations had made in reducing poverty has been thwarted by the pandemic. The pandemic kind of erased some of the gains that was made in fighting against poverty. So now it's going to be a bigger challenge, and we've got to face that challenge. We've got to face the challenge in this worldwide pandemic time. So people, it is the Reggae Planet Radio Showcase. Thank you for tuning in. This is the voice of the Reggae Planet Ambassador worldwide. Yours truly, Rasta Ruben Kwabina. See? And we just want you to know that we appreciate love, each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in to the Reggae Planet Radio Showcase. Spread the word. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's the Reggae Planet Spotlight, bringing to you the Reggae Planet Podcast. Yes, indeed. And do remember that the Reggae Planet Radio Showcase is brought to you by ReggaePlanetRadio.com. Reggae Planet Radio 2177.